Changed. Our kids are getting worse. They won't obey their parents. They just want to fuss and curse. Should we blame the government or blame society?
Or should we blame the images on TV?
No, blame Canada. Blame Canada.
Hey guys, and welcome to the 1000 Videos question and answer. You gave questions, I'll probably give answers. There'll probably be some snark in those answers, and if that offends you, well, you're really subscribed to the wrong channel, because the snark is just off the charts. Anyway, today while I answer your questions, I'll be playing a game. And as you may have noticed from the intro, it's a game called I Want to Be Like Brisulph. And to honor the man who is making I Want to Be Like Brisulph, he'll get to ask me the questions and be here for this fun times. And you may be saying, Brian, how come you didn't choose me? Are you making me a game? I didn't think so. Anyway, without further ado, here is Yo Sniper, who's the maker of I Want to Be Like Brisulph. Yo Sniper, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm good. I have not really played your game. I've played like one area, and that was like, I think, version 2 of the alpha. And you were into, what, 4.1 at this point?
Yeah. And I'm starting on Alpha 5, actually, as we speak.
Wow. Excellent, excellent. Do you have beta testers at this point in time?
I've got a couple, but I can always use more.
You can always use more. So, let's say if there was somebody who had a channel with, you know, several hundred plus subscribers, and they were interested in maybe being a beta tester for this game, maybe they're fans of Brisulph, say, what should they do?
They should send me a message, or just visit I Want to Be the forums and find the game and download the alpha and try it out and just give me feedback.
So you're saying they should either contact you on your YouTube channel or go to I Want to Be Like the forums. Okay.
Well, I Want to Be the forums. You just Google it and you'll find it.
Okay, perfect. Well, sounds good. Anyway, guys, so you may be noticing maybe the play in the game has already started. The reason that we're not going to be commenting on what's happening as I play is because we're recording this separately, and I'm just going to put it over the gameplay later. And that's just because, unfortunately, I'm stuck on this laptop right now, and well, it sucks. It can't handle the awesomeness that is I Want to Be Like Brisulph. And at some point that's going to change, and that's all part of the changes that are coming to the channel, but those are down the line. Anyway, we've wasted almost 3 minutes here or so, well, a little less than that, I guess, but talking and yakking here about stuff that you don't care about. So let's actually get to your questions. So, Yo Sniper, take it away.
Okay. SocksDie9 asks, favorite game and game console?
Favorite game and favorite console. See, I don't like the favorite game question because, to me, I don't have a favorite game. I normally just have favorites by system. And even then, it's still kind of it's usually a group of games. So I'm going to choose not to answer the first part of that. My favorite game console, that's got to be obvious to anyone. I mean, my logo has an NES controller right there in it. So, yeah, the Nintendo Entertainment System, definitely my favorite console of all time.
All right. The Javelin asks, yes or no? And I really want to find out the answer to that myself, actually.
Well, yes, obviously.
Okay, well, that settles that. Okay. Yeah, you guys were waiting over a year for that answer? It's yes. Okay. Umiyap asks, what is the music song from the video?
Oh, if you're referring to the question and answers request for the 1000 videos, that is called... It's called I think it's like A Beautiful Breeze or A Beautiful Wind. It's from a game called Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life. And if you don't have the Game Boy Advance tie-in game for it, which I think is called Friends of Mineral Town, you've only got 2 soundtracks to choose from the whole game. And that's the one I like listening to, because the other one is just morbidly depressing. At least that one's kind of bouncy and all that. But usually in the wintertime I'll throw the other one on. So there you go. It's like A Beautiful Breeze or A Beautiful Wind. It's from Harvest Moon, A Wonderful Life.
All right. Nintendo Master V2 asks, what's your favorite FAQ you've written and favorite talkthrough you've done?
Oh, that's a tough one to say. A lot of FAQs for me, they all hold different meanings and levels of accuracy and how much I enjoyed them. So I think that one's kind of a tie between 2, and that would be Ogre Battle, March of the Black Queen for the Super NES. And that's because that's one that I did in a ridiculously short amount of time. I think it was almost 500 kilobytes in 5 weeks, and that's in a text file. It was ridiculous. That was when I was writing like a madman back in 2003. And since that time, I have worked on the file with the people on the message board at GameFAQs. They've really helped me get everything in order. They get a lot of stuff accurate, a lot of numbers that were screwed up and things like that. I'm still got to make updates to it. It's like a yearly thing. I normally make an update, so that's one that just keeps moving along nicely. Dragon Warrior 3 would be another one that I just love the FAQ. I wrote it over a 3-month period, and it was actually not long after. It was the same year that my ex had left, and just before I had met my who became my wife. There was just a 3-month period, and I was working a crappy dead-end job, and I actually didn't even have a Game Boy Advance at this point, because I had no money, and I'd sold, my Game Boy Advance. I didn't have a Game Boy Color. I actually went to the pawn shop, bought an old Game Boy Color with a really scratched-up screen, and it was just, it's like one of those, banana-colored ones, and it was just the ugliest thing, and it would eat batteries. It was just awful, right? And I would always take this thing to work with me, and on my 2 15-minute breaks and my half-hour lunch, I would grind for Monster Medals. And then I'd come home at night and I'd write a chunk of the game, and then an hour before bed I'd grind for Monster Medals. And in 3 months I managed to get enough bronze and silver medals that I could access the very end of the game. And it's an FAQ that came together so nicely, and the board members really liked it. Once they got past, they thought I was trying to upstage somebody who had written one years earlier, but get along great now, and they love it and they recommend it, and it's just great. It's another one that's actually been helped out by the board members. Actually, a couple of those board members may even be subscribed to me still. Polygon, for instance. He's one that I know is from that board. But anyway, the favorite talkthrough I've ever done? See, that's tough too, because all my talkthroughs have stuff in them I really like. Like, Pokemon has a lot of edits that I just love, like musical parts, or, Count the Ride-Ons, which is just a great little thing that just popped out of nowhere, recording the end of that one. I really like Dragon Warrior 3 for talkthrough. That, again, you can just tell how much I love that game, because I was so happy and into that game, and all the details, I made sure to get everything in there. And again, having an FAQ made a great template for actually making that talkthrough. So I think I would have to say Dragon Warrior 3 is my favorite talkthrough. And I know that question was asked a few times, and other people have asked it. You probably won't hear your questions later, but there's your answer. And that was an essay and a half, so that would have beat the 500 characters on YouTube. All right, next question.
Okay, next question is from Pope1976. It's probably supposed to be People 1976, but they left out the L. All right, what do you use to record? What do you use to mix? How long does... That's one question. The process of a 10-minute part take. And yes, I'm going to be pointing out grammar errors. Ha ha ha.
Well, you can't blame it on them necessarily. I did type this up, so I might get offended. But anyway, what do I use to record? I use the Camtasia suite. So I use the Camtasia recorder to actually record. What do I use to mix? I use Camtasia Studio to actually mix everything together. And how long does the process of a 10-minute video take? Depends. I mean, some series have been very edit intensive, like Civilization 2. The reason that series took so long was I would film for 20 minutes, and I'd have to double the speed on the video to get it underneath the time limit, and that would take a while to process because I recorded at a very high quality. Then I'd have to find music that would fit the time frame and fit the mood of the video, and then I'd have to record my audio over the top of it, and I'd have to process it again. So a 10-minute video was taking me probably 3 to 4 hours work on that series. That was easily the longest one. Then you'll get series like The Little Mermaid, for instance. All I had to do was record that, process it. It would save really quickly, and then I just produced my video out after I did quick little cuts to remove stuff at little garbage sounds at the beginning and the end. And I mean, after recording and editing, it was probably like 20, 30 minutes for each video to get prepped, and that's maximum. So I mean, it all depends on the series. But what I've been doing with a lot of series, they take a lot more. Fire Emblem, not too bad, believe it or not, with the current one. If you want me to tie it in, it's probably around 30 to 40 minutes per video total to get ready for it.
All right. Next question. Mega Man QWERTY asks, how do you find time to do all of this?
That's a great question. You may have noticed that I've not been as consistent uploading every single day. Part of that is, I'm in and out of my house, my city, all that. The other thing is that I'm now married, and I don't record when my wife is home unless I'm, unless I'm really desperate to get a video up because I haven't put anything up in a couple days, and I want to make sure I get something up for you guys. But the other thing is, I'm just busy. I mean, I come home from work, and it used to be I come home from work, I'd record a video or two, I'd make dinner, I'd record a couple more videos, then my wife would be home. Now I come home and I work outside for an hour on my yard, or I work on something in the house. It's a nice house, but it needs some work, and right now that's getting the lion's share of my energy right when I get in, and that's when I used to record all the time. So it's difficult, but I'm still trying to give you guys an average of 4 to 5 a week, and we'll see how that all turns out.
Okay. CrashArt69 asks, how come you have such a hot voice?
Genes.
Alright. Rogue of MV asks, how long have you been studying the ins and outs of video games and writing walkthroughs / making these sorts of videos?
Let's see. Well, if you just want to go with the absolute, just focusing on FAQs and talkthroughs and things like that, I started doing FAQs in like 2002, and I still technically do them now, but I haven't really written anything in a year or two because I've been busy with the YouTube thing more than anything. And the videos thing, it was just something, it was an interest of mine. I'd seen people have done it, and I thought it can't be that hard. And my early videos attest to, yeah, it can be that hard. Because while they could be entertaining, they're pretty rough. Just going to make sure I read the code. Yeah, honestly, you never master anything. You always got to be trying to improve. And, yeah, so mastering games and really taking control of them, it's been almost 10 years. I've been working really hard at various games to get really good at them.
Okay. Pollard JM3 asks, talk to Dino Crisis in the works?
I think he is one that's been asking me about Dino Crisis, mentioning Dino Crisis. If it's not him, then there's more than one person. Unfortunately, guys, I've never played Dino Crisis in my life. I don't know a thing about it. I'm assuming it's for the PlayStation, because I've never even heard of it. And my PlayStation knowledge is pretty abysmal. I guess it could be something like, maybe for the Genesis, I don't know. But I'd have to say that one ranks among the absolute lowest likely talkthroughs to happen. Sorry, man.
Alright. Usurpation Blitz asks, favorite story to do with a B7? B7?
Yeah, a B7, for you guys who don't know, I shortened this question. For you guys who don't know, I'm a moderator on GameFAQs, and he's asking about a B7, which is, if you hold shift and press 7, you'll get an and or an ampersand. So he's asking, what's the favorite story to do with someone getting banned, is what he's asking. It's a slang thing from GameFAQs. Now that I've sufficiently nerded that up, honestly, I really, really, really cannot discuss moderations at all. Like that. It's not something for my own self. I tell you, but I seriously could actually lose my moderator spot if I talked about stuff like that. So, sorry, I can't really discuss that.
Okay. Tor4G asks, what game do you hate the most?
What game do I hate the most? I don't know if there's a specific game I hate the most. There's some games that are just that bad and that unplayable.
I want to be like Zoop.
I was going to say I want to be like Brisulph, but okay, I want to be like Zoop qualifies pretty good. Just because I want to be like Zoop is pretty damn hard. Anyone who's not played that game, it probably needs a good remixing by the creator, Yo Sniper. And no, but seriously, bad games like I do a lot of games. This is going to get off on a tangent here, but I do a lot of games that the angry video game nerd has covered. And you guys always say, oh, you're going... Actually, I know someone who says that regularly, and he's on this very conversation with me. They say, are you going to try to cover all the games and prove him wrong? Well, no, I'm not going out there to do stuff that James Rolfe has covered with his angry nerd character. I just happen to like a lot of those games. But one game he's covered that is just terrible. Like, I don't know how they could release it in good conscience, and that would be Winter Olympics. It is just an atrocious piece of crap. Like, it is basically unplayable. I think there's one event in the whole game that's somewhat playable. Otherwise, it's just garbage. And I can't even muster the patience to try to take it on. But anyway, we're going to keep these videos fairly short, so you guys are going to get several videos as a reward for me hitting 1,000, because you guys need a reward for that. So we'll cut it there for now, and join us for the next video tomorrow. See you then. Say goodnight, Yo Sniper.
Good night, Yo Sniper.